Hi everyone, I'm Sandy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a book haul for you. I I went to Barnes and Noble to pick up some books for the BookTube Prize, which I've already shared as part of my BookTube Prize video, and I ended up buying a couple of there, and then I went book shopping at a local independent bookstore, and I found so many books from the 1001 book list that I went a little bit, yeah, I don't even know what to call it. I was largely unsupervised. But they are all books that I hope to read for an event later this year for the most part, but I'll go through all of those as well for you. But what did I pick up at Barnes& and Noble first? So the first book that I picked up was actually The Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz. Anthony Horowitz is one of the authors that I had listed in my 10 authors I would like to try video. And the book that I have, The Moonflower Murders, I believe is what it's called, is the second book in this series. And so I went ahead and got the Magpie Murders and hope to be able to read this fairly soon so then I can pick up the other one. Yeah, I didn't mean to have to buy another book to support that particular project, but I'm okay with it. I do like this one. It has the same edge as the other one, so I think it'll look great on the bookshelf as well. But Magpie Murders. And then the next book is actually for a group read that I am continuing on with Gemma from Gemma Books, Fraser Simon from Springboard Thought, and Sarah from Freshly Read Books, and we are reading the Becky Chambers Wayfarer series, and we are on book 4, The Galaxy and the Ground Within. We will be reading this book in April, so I had a good reason to buy this particular one. Now, in the Seattle area, there is a bookstore called Third Place Books. It is a independent bookstore that is a mixture of new and used books, and I found a stack of used books. I'm thrilled that I found these because, of course, I didn't pay full price for them. I did end up, though, going and buying a few other books that were kind of caught my eye for a couple of different reasons, but I will share all of them with you. The first one is a really interesting version of this book. It is The Return of the Native by Thomas Hardy, but look at this copy. It's so little. I paid $3 for this particular one. The Return of the Native will make my third Hardy novel. Tess of the D'Urbervilles, Jude the Obscure, Far from the Madding Crowd, I believe are the 3 that I've read. And then this one will be my 4th one. It looks like it's thicker than it is, but it is tiny when compared to other books. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? It's going to be a weird outlier on my shelf. But yeah, that is the first book that I ended up getting, The Return of the Native. And then I found 4 books that are perfect for what I'm looking for the end of the year, closer to the end of the year. The first one is The Third Man by Greene. This one I actually have read before, but look at how small this is. You may sense a trend coming up with this. I love the cover of this. This looks like the movie cover of this particular book. Like I said, it said I had read this, but I don't remember reading it. And Greene has a number of books. I actually had selected Brighton Rock for my 2023 list for Greene. I'm hoping this is murder mystery kind of again, but look at, so good. I love these penguin with the orange and the white as well, but The Third Man. And I found another Muriel Spark book, which is The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. I have The Driver's Seat on my 2023 list, but I found this one as well. This is one of the few not used books. The others that I bought were largely used, but again, look at how slim of a volume this is. I'm really looking forward to digging into Muriel Spark this year. I'm hoping that this book and The Driver's Seat are both excellent because I want to read more Muriel Spark. There's Memento Mori, I think, is another one of her titles that I would love to read. The next author is Kazuo Ishiguro and A Pale View of the Hills. Found this used copy as well. I have not read this one. I did read An Artist of the Floating World this year, and last year, and it was okay. But this is another one on the 1001 book list, and again, very slim volume. Very happy about that. I don't know what this one is about. I have hit or miss with Ishiguro. Love The Remains of the Day. An Artist of the Floating World was okay. So we'll see how this particular one goes. The next one, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the author's name. It is The River Between. This particular book, it says, The River Between explores life on the Makkai and Kameno ridges of Kenya in the early days of white settlement. Faced with an alluring new religion and magical customs, the people are torn between those who fear the unknown and those who see beyond it. Some follow Joshua and his fiery brand of Christianity. Others proudly pursue tribal independence. In the midst of this disunity stands Wayaki, a dedicated visionary born to a line of prophets. He struggles to educate the top tribe, a task he sees as the only unifying link between the two factions. But his plans for the future raise issues which will determine both his own and Gyuku's survival. I know I'm not saying that right, but look at that cover. Isn't that great? This was $3.99 at the bookstore today. So I love that cover. And look, again, very, very slim volume. Amazing. Well, the next ones, unfortunately, are not slim volumes. But what I was able to find, I found it before the people I was shopping with. I just got lucky, and it is Anthony Trollope's The Warden. This is the first book in the Barchester series, I believe. If I remember, The Warden is the first of the Chronicles of Barsetshire. So I am planning on reading a different Trollope this year, but I wanted to pick up The Warden because, unfortunately, the sixth book in this series is the one that's on my 1001 book list. Why would they do that? I don't know. But this is a very, very pristine kind of copy of this Penguin Classic. It is not a Penguin Classic with the white in the middle, though. It's a penguin with the penguin at the bottom. I don't know why that is. But yeah, I do like that cover, though. Look at that. So I've heard that this one is very, very good. It'll be one of the two Trollopes I'm reading this year, but The Warden. The next book is one because I'm reading A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mystery this month for my 1001 book club, and I am loving that book so much that when I saw this one today, I decided to pick it up, and it is A Family Matters by Rohinton Mystery. So I don't know anything about this particular one, but like I said, after reading where I'm at in A Fine Balance, I really wanted to pick this one up. It is not a slim volume, but it was a used copy that I found, so I went ahead and grabbed it while I was there. Well, I also happened to find a copy of this book, The Great Believers by Rebecca Makkai. I'm not sure if that's how you say her name. This author actually has a new release coming out that I've had my eye on. I actually put it on hold at the library as an ebook, so we'll see when I actually end up getting it. But I haven't read The Great Believers, and I heard that this was actually very, very good. And so I really wanted to pick up this one, and I was able to find the used copy today. So yeah, The Great Believers ended up on the list. The next book is one that I've seen floating around BookTube. I've heard it's extremely disturbing. I've heard people say don't read that book. I've heard a number of things about it, but it is Earthlings by Sayaka Murata, and this one is the same author as it says on the cover of Convenience Store Woman. I've heard that so many weird things about this one. I just wanted to pick it up and try it and see what I think of it, going into it knowing that there's disturbing content. That's what I would say, is that I know it has such a sweet and lovable cover. I feel like the cover is so incredibly misleading in this particular book, but we'll see how this one goes. Maybe for the Asian readathon in May, I can fit this one in, but oh, yeah, we'll see. But what a great pristine copy, and it said it was used. So I'm thrilled about that particular. I got it for a steal for a hardback. And then the only book that I paid full price for, it was one that I have seen floating around as well, and I'm super intrigued by the title. I know it's on the BookTube price, but it's not obviously in my nonfiction group, and that is Now Is Not the Time to Panic by Kevin Wilson. This is a signed edition, so I am thrilled that I found this one at this independent bookstore as a new release. It's the only new release I ended up buying. I don't know much about this particular book, and there's another one by Kevin Wilson that I was intrigued by that I did not end up picking up. This one says 16-year-old Frankie Budge, aspiring writer, indifferent student, offbeat loner, is determined to make it through yet another summer in Coalfield, Tennessee, when she meets Zeke, a talented artist who has just moved into his grandmother's house and who is as awkward as Frankie is. Romantic and creative sparks begin to fly, and when the two jointly make an unsigned poster shot through with an enigmatic phrase, it becomes unforgettable to anyone who sees it. The Edge is a shanty town filled with gold seekers. We are fugitives, and the law is skinny with hunger for us. When the posters begin appearing everywhere, people wonder who is behind them and start to panic. Satanists? Kidnappers? The rumors won't stop, and soon the mystery has dangerous repercussions that spread far beyond the town. 20 years later, Frances Eleanor Budge gets a call that threatens to upend her carefully built life. A journalist named Mazzie Brower is writing a story about the coalfield panic of 1996. Might Frances know something about that? A bold coming-of-age story written with Kevin Wilson's trademark wit and blazing prose. Now is not the time to panic is a nuanced exploration of young love, identity, and the power of art. It is also about the secrets that haunt us and ultimately that the truth will set us free. I don't know why the cover of this one really appealed to me, but this is the only full price one that I ended up buying while book shopping today. But that is not a bad stack, right? So should I do a stack? Let's see. Okay, now is not the time to panic. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, now is not the time to panic. That's a great title. Now don't panic about making your stack. Okay, and then we have Earthlings and the Great Believers, Family Matters. I don't know why I can't stack these straight. They always feel like they're gonna fall over. Okay, Family Matters, The Warden, The River Between, Pale View of the Hills, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, The Third Man, Becky Chambers, I can't remember, The Galaxy and the Ground Within, The Magpie Murders, and the last one, which I put on top on purpose because it's tiny, is The Return of the Native. I mean, that's not a bad haul, right? Look at that haul. Woo! So anyway, yeah, you can see all these fun little slim volumes in here for a project later this year. But I'm going to put it down before they fall down. And have you read any of these books? What do you think of them? Love to hear your comments down below. Look forward to responding to those as usual. But as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.